Well, folks, it's official. The immunity decision is in, and boy, it's a boon for criminal presidents. SCOTUS basically redefined the executive. 3 days before this country celebrates its freedom from a king, SCOTUS turned our democracy into a monarchy and crowned the president as king. Let me outline the basics. Donald Trump was indicted for trying to undermine the results of the November 2020 presidential election. Trump's team tried to dismiss the indictment on the grounds that he was acting as the president when he, tried to overturn the election, and that presidents have absolute immunity from criminal prosecution for anything done while in office. The Federal District Court and the United States Court of Appeals rejected these claims, arguing that no one, not even a president, is above the rule of law. The Supreme Court took up the case and then slow-walked every single phase, effectively giving Trump a huge advantage by making it impossible for the case to go to trial before the election. This, of course, was in sharp contrast to how quickly they decided Trump can't be barred from being on the ballot if he's a felon. Well, SCOTUS's ruling on the Trump immunity question is a huge FU to the Founding Fathers and their explicit efforts to make sure the president is not above the law. But President SCOTUS likes to add flavor to our laws, so they just made some shit up and basically said, as long as the actions of the president are taken using the apparatus of the presidency, he's totally immune. Yeah. The impact of this decision cannot be understated. SCOTUS just altered our democracy. Again. The court said that all acts of the president that can be framed as official acts are illegal, even if the acts are criminal. So if the president wanted to assassinate a political rival, as long as he uses the levers of the presidency to carry it out, he's immune from prosecution. Remember when Trump ordered his DOJ to find or manufacture evidence of voter fraud? That's now considered an official act. Totally immune. According to this ruling, Trump pressuring Pence to ignore the Electoral College decision was official too, now safe and cozy from prosecution. Well, Roberts wrote the opinion. He basically says we can't have a president being worried about getting prosecuted for crimes because we need a strong president, and hampering him with annoying limits like laws or the prospect of being charged for anything he does that's, criminal, will mean that he can't be quite as alpha as he would like to be, and we need alpha. Of course, SCOTUS did say Trump can be prosecuted for unofficial acts, but prosecutors can't use any official acts as evidence in those prosecutions. Oh, and the president's motive is irrelevant to his actions. SCOTUS sent the case back to the lower courts to review specific steps Trump took to overturn the results of the 2020 election and whether those were official actions or unofficial. Treason schmeason. It was presidential treason. That's official, and therefore immune. Drone strike on Liz Cheney? So what? Official and immune. Ordering someone to be shot on Fifth Avenue? All in the official day's work. Accepting a bribe via the apparatus of the presidency? Immune. In her dissent, Justice Sotomayor wrote, today's decision to grant former presidents criminal immunity reshapes the institution of the presidency. It makes a mockery of the principle foundational to our Constitution and system of government that no man is above the law. The decision now lies about like a loaded weapon for any president that wishes to place his own interests, his own political survival, or his own financial gain above the interests of the nation. In conclusion, she said, with fear for our democracy, I dissent. Think about this, folks. The man who was elected with help from Russia and crooked media that squashed salacious stories and broadcast lies, the man who has already been convicted of 34 felony counts, who instigated an insurrection right before our eyes, stole classified documents, is on tape talking about finding votes to flip the result, the man who wanted to shoot protesters, the man who constantly talks about getting revenge on pretty much anyone who goes against him, the man who just this weekend said Liz Cheney should be publicly tried in front of a military tribunal, was just handed almost limitless powers if he's elected. And 2 of the majority judges are proven grifters with radical anti-democracy ideations and who absolutely should have recused themselves if they had a shred of concern about the appearance of impartiality. Now let's be clear. The judges know what he will do if he wins, and they gave all of us the fat middle finger and changed the structure of our entire system for him. For one man. For a felon. For a grapist. For a man who tried to have his VP hung and Congress frightened into submission. That's the man SCOTUS changed the whole system for. And in doing so, SCOTUS knows full well the terror and panic they have instigated across our country, and they don't care. And don't forget, This president has escaped accountability at pretty much every turn with a little help from crooked, malevolent figures at all levels of government and judges who really enjoy their home up his ass. I think we can all say by now, the enemy is definitely coming from within. And the new vision for America involves a whole lot of crime, a whole lot of partisanship, almost no oversight, and quite possibly the end of free and fair elections. Way to go, SCOTUS. Now off you go to celebrate the final stage of billionaire-driven judicial malpractice. I wish I could join you, but I'm too busy hanging my flag upside down. Well, SCOTUS, have the day you deserve. Yeah.